Hey everyone, thanks for joining in. Today we are going to discuss an iconic piece of art called Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Um, Dostoevsky, probably one of the greatest novelists of all time, and he specializes in 19th century Russian Empire के life, उस time के turmoil and all of that. And this novel had a lot of amazing ideas, and before going into these ideas मैं आपको पहले एक छोटा सा overview दे देता हूँ what this is all about. Now this novel is around a guy called Rodman Raskolnikov. Raskolnikov एक 23 साल का लौंडा है जो सेंट पिट्सबर्ग में रह रहा है. He was a former law student. He dropped out of the college and because of poverty he dropped out, and he believes in something known as extraordinary man theory. अब ये theory ये बोलती है कि there are a few people like Napoleon, like Alexander, who are extraordinary, who are above law, who can break all law, who can kill if it achieves a greater purpose, greater good. और रश्कोल्निकोव क्या लगता है ना कि ही इज वन ऑफ दैट काइंड, कि वो एक एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी मैन है. एंड जस्ट टू गिव यू बैकग्राउंड, रश्कोल्निकोव इज लिविंग इन 6x6 रूम, बेसिकली एक क्लोजेट जिसका साइज का है, इन डेस्टिट्यूट, बिल्कुल पैसा नहीं है. इज सर्वाइविंग ऑन द फंड्स दैट हिज सिस्टर एंड मदर आर सेंडिंग. ही अवॉइड्स ऑल सोशल कॉन्टैक्ट. एंड उसके पापा ने उसको एक घड़ी दी होती है. हिज लेट फादर हैड गिवन हिम अ वॉच, जो कि वो एक पॉन ब्रोकर को, जो कि वो सामान लेते हैं ना सेकेंड हैंड, उसको बेच देता है. उस पॉन ब्रोकर का नाम होता है इवानोवा. एंड रश्कोल्निकोव इंटरनलाइज की जो इवानोवा है ना, शी इज़ एन ईवल पर्सन. शी रिप्स ऑफ पीपल, बहुत महंगे में बेचती है, लोगों को पैसे नहीं देती, एकदम ठगती है, इंटरेस्ट में रहती है, जीती है लोगों के पैसे के. सो Raskolnikov, in order to achieve a greater good, to benefit all the people whom Ivanova had thugged, वो प्लॉट करता है इवानोवा को मारने का. ठीक है, and he succeeds in killing Ivanova, and what follows is guilt. Now we had discussed कि Raskolnikov follow करता है theory the extraordinary man की. Basically वो ये सोच के ही इज कमिटिंग द मर्डर दैट इट विल अचीव समथिंग गुड. बट हियर्स द ट्विस्ट. इफ यू सी Raskolnikov living in destitute, there's a lot of guilt that has built up. He's not able to do anything with his life, not able to support his mother and sister, poverty and all of that. तो वो जो guilt है ना, when it remains unprocessed, it takes the form of nihilism. Nihilism is essentially shutting yourself of all the emotions. अब बेसिकली आपने अपने आप को शट कर दिया सारे इमोशन से, तो यू विल नॉट ऑब्वियसली बी एबल टू प्रोसेस गिल्ट, एंड हेंस यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू फेस द कॉन्सिक्वेंसेज ऑफ गिल्ट, एंड हेंस यू आर प्रोटेक्टेड. तो this mechanism of nihilism, this mechanism of extraordinary man theory that Raskolnikov believed in, it was not a philosophy that he believed in, it was actually a defense mechanism. So this is the overview of this story, but what I wanted to tell are there are few amazing novel themes that come up, जो I'll discuss right now. तो पहला है कि Raskolnikov second chapter में ना एक pub में जाता है, and he finds a person called Marmeladov. Not sure if I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Let's say Marmeladov. And ये बंदा क्या है ना कि he was a former government clerk, and इसकी बीवी जो है कैटरीना is the name of her wife, Marmeladov, and Katerina works in double shifts, is sick, they all live in extreme poverty, and as a result what Marmeladov does is that he just drinks himself until he feels numb. Basically, he uses alcohol to numb the guilt. He doesn't want to process all of this guilt, because processing guilt is extremely challenging, difficult thing, and hence he uses alcohol to numb the guilt, and he's addicted up to an extent that he steals the money that Katerina had earned by working in double shift as a maid. उसकी गवर्नमेंट क्लर्क की नौकरी छूट जाती है बिकॉज वो जाता ही नहीं है, एंड देन ही जस्ट ड्रिंक्स ऑल नाइट इन अ पब. एंड जब रश्कोल्निकोव उसको लेके जाता है घर पे, व्हेन ही ब्रिंग्स मार्मेलदोव टू कैटरीना एट देयर होम, कैटरीना इसके बाल पकड़ती है मार्मेलदोव के, उसको खींच के ले जाती है एंड उसकी बेल्ट से पिटाई होती है. नाउ what Marmeladov says is that he himself says that he's a pig. He deserves all of this. He self-proclaimedly does harm to himself. Now here's an interesting thing, that he is undergoing all of this harm because he thinks that self-harm would lead to redemption. दैट इसका जो पूरा का पूरा गिल्ट है ना, वो रिडीम हो जाएगा इफ ही एक्सपोजेस हिमसेल्फ टू दिस सेल्फ हार्म. जब इसलिए वो कैटरीना को उसको पीटने देता है. बट सेल्फ हार्म इज नॉट इक्वल टू रिडेम्पशन, बिकॉज रिडेम्पशन मीन्स reaching to a positive outcome. If the suffering does not lead to something positive, then that suffering is worthless. If that suffering is self-imposed, then that suffering is not redemption. And my friend, this is the first lesson, that self-harm is not equal to redemption. And there was one more thing, let me refer to my notes. Redemption is not always wallowing in guilt, it's doing better. So Marmeladov whips himself with a belt. It does not change anything. His suffering is performative, like posting a sad Instagram story instead of fixing one's life. And the ironic thing is that he had a daughter named Sonia. And Sonia, seeing the conditions, the poverty, Sonia throws herself through prostitution. And this, my friends, is a stark irony with Marmeladov, who just suffers unnecessarily, hoping that it will lead to redemption, whereas Sonia suffers with grace, which might lead to redemption. So that's the first lesson. Moving on, उसी एग्जाम्पल को कंटिन्यू करते हैं. एंड व्हाट वी सी हियर इज दैट द लेसन morality is an invisible luxury. सोनिया का एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं ना. सोनिया has thrown herself to prostitution. Now an outsider will say that prostitution is such an immoral thing. How can Sonia do this? But you know what? Slavery, poverty dehumanizes a person. It strips the dignity out of a person. And in poverty, morality is a luxury. Poverty में ना अपना virtue is actually not a choice. It's a privilege. So when you're fighting to survive, you cannot take the side of morality. Sonia becomes a prostitute not because she is immoral, but because starvation strips away choices. And hence, Dostoevsky throws a very important question here, that what do you do when you see humanity at its lowest? This is humanity at its lowest. This starking picture of St. Petersburg, whatever is happening, is the picture of humanity at its lowest. And what do you do when you see humanity at lowest? You do not turn away. You face it. You try to embrace it. Moving on. Violence as a validator. Now probably this is the most heart-wrenching story that I had read in this particular and in a long time. एंड इसमें क्या होता है ना कि रेस्कॉल्निकॉव इज रिमेंबरिंग अ मेमोरी ऑफ हिज चाइल्डहुड, एंड इन दिस मेमोरी क्या होता है कि देयर इज अ ग्रुप ऑफ ड्रंकर्ड्स, कुछ पियक्कड़ होते हैं 7-8 लोग, दे आर बीटिंग अ हॉर्स, एंड व्हाट्स द गिल्ट ऑफ द हॉर्स, उसकी ये गलती है हॉर्स की, घोड़े की, कि वो जो कार्ट है ना जिसमें ड्रंकर्ड्स बैठे हुए हैं वो खींच नहीं पा रहा है बिकॉज इट्स ओवरलोडेड, इट्स डैम ओवरलोडेड। 4 की कैपेसिटी 8 लोग बैठे हैं, द हॉर्स इज नॉट एबल टू पुल इट, एंड हेंस दीज ड्रंकर्ड्स आर बीटिंग दिस हॉर्स till the point the horse dies, and passerby just look, they just hit him till the point the horse dies. And this is heartbreaking, partially because violence is the cheapest form of validation. Violence is probably, you know what, so not even discussing that, just looking at an example as a whole, just pounding someone or something into submission feels like shortcut to power. It feels, it gives you a sense of self, and इससे ज़्यादा वैलिडेशन आपको क्या ही मिलेगी ना अपने वैल्यू की, कि दैट you have done violence to someone, you have made someone submissive, and hence the horse dies. तो violence is the ultimate negotiator, ultimate validator here. बेसिकली एक वैलिडेशन, इंटरनल वैलिडेशन मिल गया ना इन ड्रंकर्ड्स को कि हमने मार दिया, वी आर अचीव्ड, वी आर समथिंग बाय बीटिंग दिस हॉर्स. And in most of the times the violence starts as a logistical convenience. Basically what is easy to do, अभी यार हॉर्स को वेट कराना, 4 लोगों को बोलना पैदल जाओ, and nursing the horse to health, it's difficult than just pounding the horse and beating it and killing it. And this is true in real life as well, where violence starts with a logistical convenience. It's difficult to negotiate, it's difficult to communicate than just fight. So this is the lesson, 4th lesson, and I'll just maybe take a pause here. And I found these ideas to be very noble, amazing, and really imbibing of all sorts. Let me know if there are any comments from your side, but hope you find it helpful, and you take care. Bye.